Chair of the Historic Resources Commission, and I am calling this meeting today, January 16th, meeting to order. Ellie, would you like to give preliminary meeting information?
Yes, Ellie Mullins, planner. Good evening and welcome to the January 16th Historic Resources Commission meeting. With me is Lynn Braddock-Zollner, the Historic Resources Administrator, and Avery Kerner, Planner 2. Together we will work alongside the chair to facilitate the meeting proceedings. Before we begin, I have just a few reminders to share. Tonight's meeting is being recorded and broadcast on the city's YouTube channel and cable channel 25. For those who are attending the meeting virtually, please remember to mute yourself when you are not actively speaking to help minimize distractions. When the chair calls for public comment on an item, anyone attending in person may approach the podium to speak. If you are attending the meeting virtually and would like to provide public comment on an item, please use the raise hand feature to be called upon. We also ask that everyone state their name before they speak to ensure everyone is able to follow along. Now I'll turn the meeting back over to the chair.
Thank you, Ellie. Now we'll take a roll call of the commission. Commissioner Haynes.
Commissioner Haynes, present.
Commissioner Klein.
Commissioner Klein, present.
Commissioner Buchanan.
Present.
Commissioner Cunningham.
Commissioner Cunningham, present.
And I'm present. Commissioner Dearborn, is he online?
Not
I don't
online.
think he's attending tonight.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, we'll get right into it with Part A, communications. Have we received any communications from other commissions, State Historic Preservation Officer, and the general public?
No.
Okay, thank you. Do any commissioners need to disclose any ex parte communications?
This is Commissioner Klein, and I'm disclosing a brief meeting that I had with someone to talk about the Rice-Dowdell markers.
Thank you. Do any commissioners need to declare an abstention for any specific agenda item tonight? No? All right, and finally, do we have any committee reports?
We do not have any committee reports. I am working with both the survey committee and the demolition committee to set up hopefully a meeting next week or the week after.
Thank you. All right, moving on to Part B, consent agenda. Can I get a motion to accept the consent agenda, if there's no discussion about the items, as one vote, the two items?
I move that we approve the consent agenda as provided, and also approve the action summaries from December 19th, 2024.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, motion passes 5-0. Moving right along to Part C, public comment. If there's any public comment about items that are not on the agenda tonight, now would be the time. Okay, seeing none, we'll move to Part D, public hearing items, number HRC 24-1032.
Try the top right, Lynn,
This one?
and blow that up, and then you that green button at the bottom that you
All right.
perfect.
Thank you, Kurt. Good evening, Commissioners. Lynn Braddock-Zollner, Historic Resources Administrator. Before you this evening is an addition to 1404 Maple Lane. This is a certificate of approval application because the property is located in the context area of the John G. Haskell House located at 1340 Haskell Avenue. This is the project location here outlined in this light blue color. This is the Haskell House, and so you can see the context area only gets a little bit of this property, but it does encumber the structure on the property, which is why this application is before you this evening. This is the primary elevation of the structure. And this is the south elevation of the structure. If you noticed in the packet, the design is to remove the back half of the structure and add an addition in a similar location. If you notice the roof line here, it may be a little bit hard to see, but this is obviously an add-on at some time, and I do not have the date of that addition. You can see this a little bit better here, and this would be removed as part of the project. And that's the side of that bump out. And then the rear of the structure. This is showing the existing footprint of the structure, and on the bottom is a graphic showing what of the existing structure would be removed. And then this is the site plan for the proposed project. If you'll notice, it's quite a bit bigger in some ways. Then this is dashed line is the existing structure, so it is bigger than the existing structure. This is the primary elevation of the structure. It does have a front-facing pedestrian door, but because it's so recessed, it really does not take away from the focal point of the primary entrance of the structure, which is one of your guidelines to review this by. This is the south side of the structure, and just want to point out here that the new addition is set back 20 feet from the front of the existing historic structure. And that is, and that is also one of the guidelines in Chapter 22. And then to notice here, it's a little bit different. We don't have a lot of this, but this is cantilevered over. So the setback is to here, but on the ground level, it's back to here. And this is showing the rear of the addition. And then what it looks like on the north elevation. And so you can see here that you've got that 20-foot setback. Staff reviewed this project using the standard in 22507 and the design criteria in section 22508. And you have that in your packet, in your staff report, the staff analysis of that. And staff is recommending that you approve the proposed project and issue the certificate of approval. And I'll be happy to stand for any questions you may have.
Thank you. Any clarifying questions for Lynn before we move on?
I have one question for you, Lynn. It was the city concluded that the project should be approved, but there was concern about the windows not matching. Can you elaborate on that? Because I see that there is, on the ground floor, there is going to be one window that's going to be replaced to match the existing. So is the concern those second floor windows that are going to be added?
Yes, staff had concerns about all the windows on the new structure on the front-facing elevation. On the side, these casement windows are taller than they are wide, so that's kind of compatible and similar to the historic windows. I have talked to the applicant, and they are going to use Fibrex windows. At the time the staff report was written, we didn't know what kind of windows they were going to use.
Okay.
And that is a material that has been approved in the past. So for that south elevation and the rear elevation, staff is fine with those windows. The only concern for staff, oh, it's this front-facing elevation. If you notice, there are two small windows in the upper facade, and then this smaller than a typical historic window would be, and this is street-facing. Even though it's set back that 20 feet, it's still what you'll see. But if you looked on the plans that were included in your packet, this is a stairwell and this is a bathroom, and that is what's causing the size of those windows. So they are using Fibrex windows, and that's something that staff can support. I would like to see a conversation from the Historic Resources Commission if you have a concern about these 3 windows, or if it's okay, you think it's compatible.
Right.
What are the windows in, like nearby, next door to this structure?
I don't know if you had a chance to drive by. It's a really unique street. There's a lot of new construction on this street. The property next door to this has wood 1/1 windows, similar to what you see on this historic house. But then just down one more lot, there's a new structure that has different sizes of modern windows. So there's a mix in the context area.
Okay.
Thank you. Is the applicant present, and would you like to say something? You don't have to.
Only if there's any questions, I'd be happy to offer anything. It is a pretty rough block. There's a lot of broken surroundings and stuff, so I think it'll be an improvement.
Okay.
I guess one other thing, you can't really see the Haskell House. There's a big hill, so I just thought that was relevant.
Okay, thank you. I do see a variety of construction and design motifs, I guess, in the context area. So I think what they're proposing is compatible.
And I would add, thank you for renovating.
It seemed too easy to bulldoze the whole thing.
Yeah, no, that's great.
I would say, in a different context, I'd be more concerned about the mass of it kind of overwhelming the original structure, but this is, within the context, I'm not as concerned.
Yeah, there's quite a wide variety. And
Yeah.
I do like, though, that it's set back from the front and it respects the original house and the porch, you know, that's kept.
And I also want to clarify and reiterate what you said, that this building in particular is not historic, it's not in the historic registry. It's because it's within the 250 feet of the Haskell House, but because of the hill and trees, you really can't see the Haskell House from that street, and if you're at the Haskell House, you really can't see those houses on Maple Lane.
Right. Okay. Any other discussion or questions? No? Does somebody want to make a motion?
I will move that we approve the certificate. That we approve the certificate of approval for project HRC 241032.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Thank you. Good luck.
Congratulations on your new endeavor.
Okay. And that was the only public hearing item. Moving on to Part E, miscellaneous. Do we have any miscellaneous items tonight?
Staff has no miscellaneous items tonight.
Okay. Well, then we're adjourned. I think that was the fastest meeting on record.
I think so.
14 minutes.
I
Yeah,
had a 12, but it's close.
Okay.
Yeah, it is close.
You had a
it
12.
is amazing.
All right, well, thanks for attending tonight.